Hey there, good morning. I hope your Wednesday's off to a great start and your midweek is up and flying. So, what I want to get into this morning is this idea of going deep. And where this comes from is here at the church, we've got a group of ministry students that we work with. So, basically, these are gap year students who've come out of high school, maybe just starting college or in between college, and so it's a chance for them to, really put down some solid faith foundations, some life skills, so that they can launch well, whether they, continue on with college or head into the work world, whatever it is they decide to do. So one of the things I do with them on Mondays is I meet with them for an hour and we talk through a lot of life skills, a lot of mindset type things. And so I asked them this week, you know, give me a topic, give me a question that you want to work with. And so the question was posed, why do people get into these patterns of not following through or not finishing? And the example that was given by a particular student was that they had spent $200 on a weight loss program, needing to lose 16 pounds, and they got about 3 days into it. It's a 24-day program, and they just gave up on it. And when they look at other areas of their life, they find that they give up on things just consistently, always running behind, always putting things off. And so the conversation that we had was about your reason why. Why are you doing things? And I even took that example of wanting to lose 16 pounds. Well, why? Well, because it means I'd be healthier. Okay. But what does that bring you? What difference does that make? What's the deeper thing you're looking for? And this is the issue I find with so many people. They start things that they haven't really considered why. Why are they doing these particular things, this particular task, this particular job? And often what you'll find is they're doing things because of the expectations of others, or because they think that's just what they're supposed to do, but they've never really anchored into a deeper motivation, a deeper reason for why they are going to do those things. So I gave them the example. In the last 18 years, I have lost about 100 pounds. Still have about 50 to 60 to go. For the longest time, I didn't do anything with my weight. I just was a fat guy, and I stayed a fat guy. What really began to motivate me, though, was I began to go deep and find why I needed to do that. And it wasn't just about being healthier. I had to anchor into something deeper. I want to be around to see my children grow up. I want to be around to see my grandchildren grow up. And God willing, if He gives me that lifespan, I'd love to see even my great grandchildren. That's a motivation that drives me. Another motivation I had is I don't want to wear out early in the things that God has given me to do. I love everything that I do. I love being an entrepreneur. I love being a pastor. I love going overseas and working with pastors and church leaders and business people in East Africa and India. And if I'm not in optimal health, I cut that short. And then take that even further. At my heaviest, I would go overseas and I would go and do mission work, and people were more interested in the size of my stomach than they were in the things I had to say. And so when I put all those together, that gave me a very deep motivation as to why I wanted to do the things that I do. And so here's the thing: everything worth having takes effort. It is always there's a work component that comes to it. It's interesting, when I meet with other young entrepreneurs, they'll often tell me, I would love to be able to do what you're doing. And then I have to remind them, well, that's 25 years of trying, failing, hard work, learning, having to push myself, having to do things that were uncomfortable just to get to where you see today. It didn't come easy. It didn't come natural. It's been a process. It's been a lifelong journey. And so the reason I'm bringing this out today is I know so many people who live lives that when they sit down with me and they get honest, they'll tell me, I'm really not fulfilled. And so the question becomes, coming out of all of this quarantine and COVID stuff, are you really going to return to an unfulfilled life? Are you really going to go back to going through patterns and day-to-day routines that really don't light you up inside, that really don't stir your heart and your emotions, that really don't grab hold of your imagination? Or are you going to use this to begin to move towards the things that are more compelling, the things that are more meaningful to you in life? I think when we go through really difficult times, oftentimes we'll make those pivots. When we go through a health scare, or I know in 2001, we lost our home in a tornado. And that's when I made my first decision to, I'm going to work for myself going forward, because what I was going to do was return from that disaster to a job I really didn't enjoy. And so it was a chance to make a pivot. It was a chance to redefine and reaffirm the things that I was doing. And so what I want to encourage you in today is do some deep work. Start digging a little deeper. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? And are you doing them for the right reasons? Are you doing them because somebody else expects you to? Are you doing them because that's the way you were conditioned to do things? Or are you doing them because there's a real purpose behind it? There's a real reason why. In fact, the saying often is your why should make you cry. And so I want you to examine your why. And there's a great TED Talk on this topic. It's Simon Sinek on why. That's his whole TED Talk. He also has a book called Start With Why. But watch the TED Talk. It's about 20 minutes. He uses Apple as his example. Why does Apple sell ridiculous amounts of the same kind of stuff other people make? And it's because they've tapped into the why of their consumer. So just a few thoughts for you today on why are you doing what you do? Have you gone deep? Do you need to go deeper? Give some thought to that. If I can be praying for you today, let me know. If there's anything I can help you with, let me know. And hope you have an amazing Wednesday.